go. Here's another couple of guys with a podcast. Let's see how it is.
Welcome back to another episode of the Dad Club Japan podcast. I'm Joel. I'm joined by
Duncan and
Shaun.
Shaun, our guest tonight. Welcome.
That's right.
Thank you guys for having me. Yes.
Yeah, welcome everybody. And
Good.
we kind of missed this one earlier.
Sorry,
but,
here you go. We had to get started without you. Hey.
There we go. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys. Cheers,
Cheers,
Shaun.
Duncan.
Thanks for joining us, Shaun. And thanks for hosting us here in your school, Duncan.
Yes, the first one we've done from Journeys, and this is we're currently in our lounge. And I realised just literally before we started recording, this is perfect because this is exactly the place that you and I, Shaun, first met.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
yes.
I remember it very clearly, but I'm keen to hear if you can.
I remember clear as day.
Just move that mic a little bit into you there, man. Yeah,
like this.
yeah.
Yep, there
Just
we go.
so the whole thing, then you can be relaxed.
Okay.
Perfect. Yeah, you're sounding good.
Yeah, I remember because it was during Corona, so you were kind of holding down the fort at Journeys and the Wednesday Lounge, I believe.
Yep.
You were trying to get the new Genki Jack students in. And as the nervous new foreigner in Japan I sadly kind of, what did I do? Did I ignore you or something? Or
No. We'll get into that bit, but just to give a bit of back, because obviously not everybody knows what we're talking about. So let's start with you're obviously clearly not from Japan. Where are you from?
I'm from America. I'm from Seattle,
There we go.
Washington.
Nice.
And what first brought you to Japan? Because that will help fill in the story.
Yeah. I have a friend named Rod. He is super interested in Japan, and he just kind of spontaneously invited me one day. He's like, "Let's just go to Japan." And at first, I was super skeptical. Like, I don't speak the language. I don't know anything about Japan. But then I just said, fuck it. And then we went to Tokyo and stayed there for 2 weeks. And it was like the best, especially for American people, because I think I don't know about Canada and England, but we're just so into like our country. Going abroad is such like a scary thing.
Was that your first time to go abroad?
Yes, it was. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, because in Europe, you can just
Yeah, it's a
jump
bit
from
easier.
country to country.
Yeah, but I'm guessing maybe not most, but maybe the majority of Americans might maybe make Mexico the first one. Or I mean, Hawaii, it's not really abroad, but you know what I mean. But the first time you got on a plane was all the way to Japan. Well, international flight, I guess.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
For first time abroad.
No, but I learned that in Seattle we have a huge Japanese population because we are the closest main city. This might be misinformation, but we might be the closest main city to Tokyo because you can get a direct flight from Seattle to Tokyo 9 hours.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll destroy your wallet, but it's super convenient.
Sure. Okay, so first time you came to Japan was on a 2-week trip,
Yes.
and then after that you came more longer term.
Yes, yeah. So it was 2019, and I went to Japan, fell in love. I went back, and I was like, okay. And at the time, I was working at a restaurant. I was doing a cooking job. So I was like, I would really love to cook and work in Japan. So I started studying really hard, and then around 2020, Corona started. And the borders closed right when I was applying to study abroad. But then there was a 1-week opening. So my manager was just like, Shaun, get over here, man. The borders are open. So I came in with like a group of like 100 people.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was like a crazy, just kind of apocalyptic Japan at that time. It was interesting.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, it feels almost unreal to be sitting here now as we are.
Yeah.
And remembering that time, because the number of the international students that came into this school was very limited.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, was it 10 of you, 12 of you or something? I mean, normal numbers are over 100. So it was significantly reduced.
Right.
And we were sitting here behind plastic screens with masks on, and it was just very, very weird. Very, very weird. But yeah, that's how we first met, right? You came and joined the lounge, and
Yeah. Shaun, I remember just come on in. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna come in.
Yeah.
So you were a student here at Genki Jack's, is
Yes.
that right? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Studying Japanese.
And how long did you study Japanese at the school for?
Fuck, I'm gonna forget. I think it was like a year and a half.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yes.
So that gave you a good understanding underneath your belt, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of other of my classmates really bitch at the fact that we were in a class with so limited people. So like we can do these events and we can do all this stuff. But if you put a little positive twist on it, we had more of the teacher's time.
Yeah.
So I was just like talking to the teachers all day. And then they had their problems. So they were talking to me about their relationships and they were telling me everything. So I felt like I was able to have like a real good connection with the staff.
Yep.
So I think I got a good bang for my buck.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, I think that sort of COVID class of 2020 is a very special one because there were so few of you and nobody knew what the hell was going on. And also, I know some of the other guys said actually it was kind of an amazing time to be in Japan, like going to Kyoto with no tourists. Lucky them.
Oh, dude, yeah. That must have been so fun going to Kyoto and just be like, yeah, there's nobody here. I can just do everything.
Yeah.
Like, there's no lines. I can buy whatever I want.
Yeah. And I think you probably had some nice government go-to travel vouchers to spend as well. So.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, okay, so let's get down into it then, Shaun. So you came over, I mean, you're still relatively young, but what age were you when you first came over?
I was 21. I was 21 years old.
21 years old, right.
Yes.
And you thought you were intending to be here for the year and a half to study.
I was just so yes, a year
Yeah.
and a year. But I was so like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna work at a restaurant and live here forever. But of course,
Oh, you already thought it would be longer term.
yeah.
Okay.
That was my. But I don't have a bachelor's degree. So if you want to get like a proper work visa, you need a bachelor's. You need to work for a Japanese. You just can't go to the local izakaya and say, hey, can I get a job?
Yeah. Okay. Wow. So that's interesting. I didn't actually know that about you. So even though your experience of Japan was fairly limited, you'd had 2 holidays and then coming over to study, but you already thought it would be kind of a lifelong thing.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Because normally people say I was only meant to be here a year, and they end up. And the ones that are like I'm going to be in Japan forever don't normally last. To be honest, in my experience, you know.
Yeah. Okay, I'll start it early, but for my kind of why I wanted to I felt like it was so refreshing because I'm from Seattle and weed is legal and a lot of drugs are so I had a kind of a drug problem and just with my parents, my mom is just a great mom. I'm super grateful to have such a loving mother. But she was
Shout out to Shaun's mom.
Shout out my mom.
They were just over recently, right?
Oh yes, yeah. They had a blast. It was so fun. They got to see the grandson finally. She was like crying, like, oh my god, oh my god.
Yeah.
It was so nice to see that. But just even though if we're far away, for me being in Japan, it was so healthy because all of that's illegal. And
Right. So temptations were far away.
oh yeah, yeah. And I just felt like a new culture, new people can kind of like get me out of my comfort zone. Because if you're not getting out of your comfort zone, you're just kind of destroying yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Japan was kind of like a almost rehab kind of feel.
Rehab and escaped a new I feel like a new person. Just felt healthy and fun and yeah.
And how old were you when you first came over?
I was 19 years old.
Wow. Okay.
For the trip.
For the trip.
Yeah. And then when you came to join Genki, you were 21.
21.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
And then something else changed.
I hear the little tone and something else changed.
That's your cue.
Well, can I tell you how I discovered your significant change?
You could tell me anything, Duncan.
So I had heard, obviously we're a small business, small company, so that I had heard some stuff, but I tend to I don't think I need to know everything. But unfortunately, I had no other option than to see what was happening because I was on my little motorbike. I'd picked, you know where it's going, right? Yeah. So I'd picked my motorbike up from there, and I just happened to stop at the pedestrian crossing, and there's Shaun and our manager, kind of holding hands, and I'm like, and I can't go anywhere because obviously I'm on the bike, and you guys kind of look at me and you look at each other, and I remember the manager saying, "Did you know?" And I'm like, I knew. I certainly know now. Yeah,
exactly.
But obviously, that is now your wife, Phil.
My wife, yes.
Wow.
Have you heard this story, Joel?
I don't believe I have, no.
Oh, okay, yeah. just to elaborate, yes, I was working for Journeys, and is it a rule at Journeys no staff relationships?
No. I mean, it's the student-teacher one that is the big problem. But
Sure.
staff to staff, I mean, hey, we're all adults, so
So I didn't break any rules.
no.
And no, just rent it because
It's all good.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna. Put
No,
some
we
editing.
can believe it. We can believe it. It's all right. It's fine.
Okay.
Your wife.
Yes, my wife. She's a blast, and she's just so like. It's crazy how intelligent she is, but at the same time, she's so humble. Like she'll speak to you in this super amazing like British English with all this brilliant vocab, and then in the same sentence, she'll be like, "I can't speak English at all." I'm like,
You think she's British English?
she used to be when we first met. It was definitely because I feel like the main community, or because there's another teacher here. She was American. She was here for a while.
Yeah.
and I feel like my wife and her were really close.
Yes. Yeah.
But no, absolutely. When I first met her, she's from Birmingham. She's from somewhere, Liverpool. I couldn't, but now
I'm not sure you know what people from Birmingham and Liverpool sound
from
like.
Birmingham, yeah. But now she puts a little bit of American twist on things,
Right.
Yeah, so it just changes.
Okay.
No, that's the thing though. She doesn't study, and I'm not talking any shit. She's just all ear. She's just like a kind of like grammatic genius. Kind of like she knows like the verbs and the adverbs and the adjectives, and like. She's like, oh, if I knew this no word, if it's an adjective, I use it like this. She can just do that in her brain, and she has the confidence just to speak. And if she makes a mistake, she doesn't.
And when you guys were first sort of early days, were you using mainly English or Japanese?
I didn't know she could speak English.
Oh,
For the first 6 months we were dating.
Wow.
okay. So
Yeah.
you never heard her speak English at work?
No, well, no, because when we started kind of like talking, I was still a student.
Oh, okay.
Did you know? Yeah, so, okay.
Sure. It's okay.
Cat's out of the bag, man. No, so we were.
So it started in Japanese.
It started in Japanese because I thought that she was a Japanese teacher.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and I was just trying to make like my little community of people I can speak Japanese to. And she's like, no, I work for Journeys. And then that's kind of how our relationship started. And at first it was just super, just like platonic, nice friendship. And I never knew her English ability because she always told me she's too embarrassed or something.
Oh, okay.
To speak English. Yeah, then after 6 months, she's like, oh, hello, Shaun. Yeah, I just had work today and stuff. I'm like, what?
What, just out the blue?
Yeah. She's like, yeah, by the way, we had a moment at the station. I was like, wow, you're really good at English.
You seem to me to pick up Japanese rapidly. Had you done a lot of pre-studying before you came over?
I only studied the alphabet, hiragana, katakana, and some kanji. Yeah, but when I came over, I feel like I came over with only like konnichiwa and arigatou gozaimasu. Just
Okay.
the basics. Yeah.
Right. And just took it real serious when you got here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is a person can I name drop? It's okay. Mateo.
Oh, yeah. I remember Mateo. Yeah.
I want to just talk about him because I feel like if you're learning a language, you have to find someone. For example, if I'm learning Japanese, find a non-Japanese person
Okay.
who's really good at the language, and then who can teach you their experience.
Right.
Because I learned how he studied, and he was like a really big motivation to me.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, and he always like whenever I felt like my language, I was like, man, I can't speak. He's like, no, just keep studying. You can do it. So he was a great support. So I think because if you're with if I'm learning Italian and I'm talking to Italian people all the time, they might talk shit about me in Italian because my Italian sounds like a baby. So then I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna quit Italian. I'm never gonna speak Italian again. So it's finding like a person who understands where you're coming from,
Yeah.
So that was a big help.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that is an interesting one. I mean, I've heard that before, actually, that sometimes having somebody that understands the language from a learner's point of view rather than a native speaker can actually be really helpful. So
yeah, and I just going back to the Corona group that I came with because like they came during Corona, and we were all poor.
Right.
We were all so poor, and they were so a lot of the guys who are in that Corona community now, so it's 2025, 5 years has passed. They're working for like Japanese companies.
Okay,
Wow.
a lot of them stayed then.
Yeah. I think I can name like 3 or 4. They're working like really good 9-to-5 manager jobs, and they're just following their passions. Yeah, it's just a really kind of like inspirational group.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Joel. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
sure. Have you ever considered using the Japanese that you learned in some sort of sort? I'm not, just getting away from the idea of teaching English, but like it seems that if you're the classmates that you kind of came up with have all this high level Japanese, I would assume that you're kind of on a similar level. And have you ever considered using your Japanese in some other aspect?
I am, well, thank you, Duncan. I am just not like I just don't like following stigma. Like how do I say this? I can't sit in the office.
Oh, okay.
I can't,
Sure.
yeah.
Sure.
Like an English teaching job is like my limit. I just really selfishly want, and it's not that working an office job means you don't have freedom, but I just don't want, I just want to do like, even if I'm a little bit poor, I want to kind of be able to do what I want to do.
Of course. Yeah.
Yes. And I'm super grateful. I don't want to butter your ass or anything, but
Please, butter away.
fry you up, Duncan. No, but Duncan's here we go. Duncan's a great, butter it up, man. I think the great thing about Duncan, not as a boss, just as a person, is like he's very, and Joel, you probably understand too, just as his friend, he has this he's kind of like, he's like a magnet.
Yeah, an aura.
I feel like everybody, all of his friends think that Duncan. No,
Keep it coming. It's great. I love it.
Joel, we're gonna burn the butter. We're gonna turn the pan on. No, but you got like this magnetism to you. So I feel like the people around you, everybody feels like you're their best friend.
Yep.
So for a long time, no, Joel.
I understand exactly what you're saying.
Joel, to you, who's Duncan? He's a really good friend of it. Like,
of course, yeah.
Me too. We all think that about you because you just like are good at creating a nice community, and you don't judge people, and you don't really like, hey, fucking do this, okay, man. You're just kind of like, yeah, do what you want to do, and kind of be yourself. And you are my boss and a really good friend of mine. So that's why I really love working for Journeys, and I work for another English school that's very similar to this style. Yep. And I'm also doing like a podcast. I'm also trying to I'm trying to do a kind of comedy podcast, and then I'm also doing an English podcast for Japanese people learning English.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah. So I just want to kind of do my own thing.
Sure. Yeah.
What's the name of it?
Yeah.
My podcast. Thank you. Yeah. Hell yeah.
We got to help each other here, man.
On Spotify. It's called Shaun's Show.
Okay.
There's many different ways to spell Shaun, but it's like Shaun the sheep. SHAUN.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And is that for both the comedy and the English learning one?
The English learning one, I'm going to be making a YouTube for it soon.
Okay.
It's not.
It's a work in progress.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I have like almost 20 episodes now.
That's great.
On my comedy podcast.
Yeah. And you're a busy man. So that's amazing you find the time for that.
Oh, dude, I yell at my computer at like midnight for a good 20 minutes. Yeah.
Hopefully that's not the learning English one.
No, it's the vulgar. Yeah.
So look, I think we should just a little bit fill in some of the gaps of the story because obviously you're on the Dad Club podcast. So I think what I find so fascinating about your story, Shaun, to be honest, and why I thought it'd be so good to get into on this show is Joel actually did come to Japan in when he's quite young, and then sort of back and forth and stuff like this. I came a little bit older, but I just think. I really want to know. I really want to know what that call was to say, like the good friend back home, like, "Hey man, how's the studying going? You're going to be back soon?" And you're like, "Actually, no, because I'm now." Obviously, we said you got into a relationship, which then became a marriage, and you're on the Dad Club podcast, so it produced your son. You seem actually more mature than I was probably at your age, but I can't really imagine doing what I've done at 21, 22, 23. I mean, that must have been heavy, I guess.
Yeah.
I think I'm glad I did it at a young age because I had that immaturity about it because I didn't really understand what it like marriage even was. My current part, my wife, was my first ever serious relationship.
Wow.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, she was the first person I ever called like my girlfriend.
Wow. Okay.
So I was just diving like headfirst into everything.
Straight in. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want to. I don't want to say I got married for the visa or anything like that. But when my student visa was ending and I was thinking about going home, we had that talk,
Mm.
and we're just like, we just love each other so much. Like we don't want to be separated like that. And it was just like super natural.
Mm.
And it's like, yeah, if for us to be together, like, then of course we'll do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this building, I proposed to her on the 3rd floor.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I saw the little plaque up there. Like, this is the spot. No.
This is the spot. I proposed. No, yeah, and she said yes, thankfully. And I talked to her father, and I was like, "Hey, can I marry your daughter?" And he's like, "Hell no." And I was like,
Really? He was against it?
for of course fair reasons.
Yeah.
And I think he was like kind of half joking because
Was that the first time you met him?
it was the first time I met him because he's like a super family man. He's really like super dedicated to his family, a really great father, and he really wants like his daughter's boyfriends to really become close friends.
Right.
So it's like, oh, if my daughter gets a boyfriend and we become really close, and if they break up, he's like, it's like I'm losing a son.
Ah.
So he's like, I don't want to meet any of the like boy until it's like, okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
they're your husband, so I can be with him.
Right.
'Cause he wants like a genuine family relationship.
That's cool.
Do you have a pretty close relationship with your wife's family now?
Absolutely. Oh yeah, I live with them.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I've been
Okay.
living with them now for like 3 years. This August.
Wow. Okay, that's a different level of family ties.
It just escalated super because I went there and I was like so nervous, but now I just go there and I'm like flinging my socks on the ground and like, chilling on the couch and
Sure.
yeah.
So, what are some of the biggest challenges you face then, being a new father and a young husband, a young father, a new husband, and hanging out with this Japanese family in their house? There's got to be some interesting anecdotes there.
Yeah, no, I just like immaturity because like I haven't experienced a lot in life, so I make a lot of mistakes. Like I get angry and I say some stuff, and then later I'm like, man, I shouldn't have said that, and then it's just a lot of things. And like I might be cooking with a family, and then my wife's father might, hey, can you put this in? Then I'll put something else in. Like I just make a lot of little mistakes because I'm not a super detailed guy. I'm just really go with the flow.
Yeah. It's not that you don't understand. It's just that maybe you're just not paying as much attention as maybe you.
Yeah. We were looking at this like podcast thing earlier,
Yeah.
and the P was kind of like there's a little space.
Yeah.
So I can get super OCD.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be like that. So I just try to not pay attention to any detail.
Sure.
Which is really hard when you live in a Japanese, because not in a negative. It's like because you want to keep the house clean and like. So I'm just growing.
Yep.
I think it's just been a big challenge for me as a man too.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure,
as a
sure.
husband, as a father.
And how old is your son now?
My son is Mr. Man. He is 2.5 years old.
2.5. Wow. You're in the
dude.
thick of it, eh?
It's the best, dude.
Yeah. For sure.
He learned the new skill, on punch.
Okay.
I'm just getting punched all the time. Just punch.
That's better than Concho, I guess. Sweet. Well, that's pretty cool. Wow. It's been a while since 2-year-old kids were running around my house.
Yeah. Well, I saw him quite a lot when he was in his first year, 0, because he was coming into work, right?
Yes.
But I haven't seen him in a while.
Awesome.
But I think I saw some photos or video the other day. Yeah, grown up fast, eh?
So fast.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So maybe tying a little bit into what Joel just asked you, how are you? I'm just going to ask it. Do you think you're allowed to parent the way you want to parent, being not only with your co-parent but also her parents? Any challenges there? Oh, God, yeah.
No. No, don't
I feel so forced. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Hold on. Can you?
Can I say it again?
Yeah. Can you rephrase that question? I
Yeah.
didn't catch it myself.
So we often talk about sometimes different parenting techniques, how I would do things and how my wife would do things. And certainly my parents have an opinion on how I should be parenting, and I'm sure her parents do, but actually they're not very vocal, to be honest, about that. But you are living under the same roof, so I just wonder, I don't know, do you feel you can parent in the way you want to parent?
I am the father of my son, but there are times, I just feel like I can protect him. I can make sure he's, survive, like provide food for him. But just as a father, because my dad, a super hardworking chef, he was gone a lot, and he always drove me to my soccer practice, a really great father figure. But I just never really learned how to like take care of children,
Right.
And
As a dad.
exactly.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like at first when he was born, I was like, dude, fuck, like nobody tell me what to do, okay? He's my son, but I have no idea what I'm doing. So and like I don't know how to take care of a newborn baby. I'm like, guys, I can do everything, okay? Don't tell me what to do. Just being super like hard head. But now that he's getting older, and I see the way that my wife's parents like kind of like play with him, they're like, oh, they know like what activities are fun for babies. They know like. Because he starts crying. I don't know if he's hungry. I don't know if he's like irritated. I don't know. I just don't know what's going on. But then they can. So I'm just kind of like observing. Like I'm just kind of looking at where I'm at now. A year ago, I would have been like, I'm the best father ever. Nobody tell me what to do. But now it's like I'm glad that they're there because I feel like I'm learning a lot just looking at them. Yeah.
That's some pretty good self-awareness you got there.
Yeah.
Recognize that you can learn and, learn from other people who have more experience.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I mean, I think I shared similar feelings. I was a bit older than you were when you became a dad, but I mean, mine is maybe more about the business. I was so arrogant when I first started. Like, I don't need to listen to anyone else. I know exactly what I'm doing. And then, no, you don't, dickhead. Maybe listen to some other people. So I can see how that sort of youthful. I mean, that's what makes you so great. Is you're just like, yeah, I'm the shit. Like, get out of my way. I mean, I love that. We realize sometimes we do need to learn from others, right? Especially ones that have gone before us. So,
I think it's not also a bad. I just think as a foreigner in Japan, there's a lot of like isolation.
Yeah.
And when you're dealing with isolation and just kind of loneliness, like there's that kind of sense of like, you just kind of people might give you advice or people might say something to you, but then that feeling of loneliness will make you think that, oh, this person is judging me or this person think I can't do it. But it's not that. They're just trying to communicate. So I just at first I was having a tough time dealing with the loneliness. So I understand. I don't know your situation, but yeah, I was just like alone and I was just like, dude, nobody, like I'm lonely. So don't tell me what to do. Like don't. So it's just kind of that kind of mixed in there too.
Yeah.
And it's hard when you feel lonely and then like you're also married with a family. And it's like you have a family and you're married. Why are you lonely? But it's like it's just hard to kind of explain,
Yeah, it's like you can't. Those family members aren't going to relate to you in a way that you're familiar with. I mean, they're a whole different culture. They've got their own history that's outside of your history, except for the past 3-4 years. So I mean, yeah, it's understandable. You're gonna feel lonely. It's for sure.
It's a lot of learn. If you don't try to just sit down and learn, it's just shit's gonna hit the fan.
So how do you deal with those moments when you feel lonely, or do you feel that way now, or you've sort of overcome those kind of feelings, or do you have a good group or a support group that you turn to?
Yeah. I go to this sometimes. It's affordable. Yeah. It's good. No, I'm just joking. But what do I go to? I am not religious in any way. I would even call myself an atheist.
Okay.
But there's this beautiful thing about just religion that I think that, like, of course, religion, sometimes people take it too far. And they go over the line, just like any other addiction, But I love that there's this quote that kind of helps me deal with other people's judgment. Is like I don't care now, because if there is a God, for example, I'm super lonely, and I feel like if you're lonely out there, a good thing that can help you is just kind of believing, having faith in something. If there's this small chance that there's this God always with me. And he can help me feel less lonely. isn't it better just to kind of, put my faith in him instead of just saying he doesn't exist? And at the end of the day, if I put my faith into this God or whatever, there's many religions, the God, whoever's up there, technically, he's the only person who can judge you.
Sure.
So just kind of this rule of like, oh, if God's the only person that can judge me, I don't care what other people think of him because only his word matters as long as, I'm doing what I'm doing. So I think I think like religion is like a good thing that kind of helped me recently.
So you say you're not religious at all, though.
I've been through a lot of different, I grew up Christian.
Oh, okay.
And I played soccer. At one point before I came to, I played semi-professional soccer.
Well, that's a bit of a religion in itself, isn't it? Football.
It is.
Yeah, and
It is.
I have to thank I was Muslim for like almost 2 years.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and
All right.
Related to the football?
no,
Okay.
I just kind of the community that I grew up in, High Point, Seattle, is just a big Somalian, Kenyan, Eritrean kind of African community. And they're just like, I meet all these white people and it's like, oh, racism and like blah, blah, blah. But then these African people are just so humble, so kind. And, they have their alarms, their praying time. So they might swear every once in a while, but, they don't smoke, they don't drink. So I was just super inspired by just like Islam. So for a while, I was Muslim. I was praying 5 times a day. And,
Sure.
Wow.
yeah.
Didn't know that
That's
about you
crazy.
at all. That's very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did it stop? 5 times a day is a bit much, huh?
No, well, I think like probably the biggest. We all have that moment in life. This is gonna be a really big one.
Oh, here we go.
It's
We don't have to go there. That's okay.
Let's just talk about it. Let's talk about it. I think I want to talk about it. I can do it. I have my best list. So the reason I made it kind of that high level of soccer was due to I had a person named Mohammed Jailani. He drowned in 2018. He was like my best friend. He was my brother. And I got bullied a lot when I was a kid. And I was just super, I was just filled with hatred. I just was super quiet and I was super kind of just, I was like nobody fucking talked to me. And I was just kind of that character. And then when I was playing soccer, I was like, everybody give me the ball. And I would never pass. And I would just I would always try to take it by myself. And then my teammates would just kick me off. And I would just be getting in fights all the time. And he's like, hey man, you just can't do that. He's like, what's going on? So he's like, dude, you're just weak. If you people go through stuff in life and you just got to be able to handle it. And he's telling me, he's from I think he was from, where is he from? Sudan. He has family from that part of Africa. And he's like, Shaun, the stuff you're going through isn't even half of what. And I'm like, wow, I need to get out of my own head. And he just taught me how to kind of just be like a man in life. And he's just a really important character to me. But then he drowned and passed away. So I just had I had a thought in life. It was just kind of wow, if God can't protect my, I'm praying, if God can't protect my best friend, then what's the point of all this? So then I kind of hit another thing. So it's just another chapter in life.
No.
Yeah.
That's a depth of experience for a youngish person.
Yeah, sorry to fucking lay that on
No,
you guys.
no.
I mean, it
it's
tells your
real.
story, and
Yeah.
I again, as I said, I really sort of think you're well, certainly when I first met you, and still now, but you had a sense of maturity, I think, above your years in some ways, and now I'm filling in some parts that make sense. So
Wow. Where do we go from here?
Yes. Thank you guys for hearing me out. I know
it's
it's kind of hard to. Yeah.
Absolutely.
how we doing? We probably done time wise.
Yeah. What 34 minutes.
I mean, we always feel that's about right. But I can tell that our guest here would like to bring something up. So go for it.
Well, no, just to kind of end on a happy, positive note.
Good idea. Thank
Very
you.
good idea.
Yeah. I want to talk about how much time do you think we have left?
Yeah,
Go for
no,
it,
just
go for it,
feel
go for it.
free.
Yeah.
I want to talk about kind of like as fathers,
Mhm.
like what are some of the things that you do, like after work you're super tired, and you have your chores, you have your responsibilities. What are some things that you try to do to keep a good atmosphere at your households?
Yeah, good question. I think sometimes it's the little things that count. Maybe that's a get out, because sometimes when it is late, there are only small things you can do. Especially recent times, the work balance has changed. I'm actually out the house working a bit more than I have been.
Yeah.
So I get home, kids are already in bed. Obviously, their dinner's been done. Often there's dinner left for me, been prepared for me. But I just find, if I can at least wash up, put some toys away, not what I really want to be doing, to be honest, at that time of night. But I just think, well, it means that my wife, co-parent, doesn't need to be doing that. So it's maybe a small thing. I'm not even sure it gets noticed, but I suppose it makes me feel that I've contributed at least something to the house that day.
Yeah.
So yeah, little things I think count. Get that washing out, take that down, get that rubbish out, do that stuff.
Do you guys hang your laundry outside, or do you?
Depends on the weather.
Yeah.
Depends on the weather.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, dude, we hang it outside, and like Fukuoka has just been raining like crazy recently, dude. It's like a bipolar lady, just like, like, I'm sunny, I'm rainy, I'm sunny. Like it doesn't make. And I live in like kind of Kitakyushu area, so the weather is just they just lie to you. It's like it's gonna be sunny today.
Yeah.
And I come home.
Am I not right that Seattle you just get rain all the time? So is that what you just want it consistent?
I really want to show you the weather app right now. It's just like rain, 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 rain. Especially this season. When a season changes, oh, dude, it's just raining all day.
PNW, baby, all day.
Just
Pacific Northwest. I'm the same, man. I'm right in Victoria.
Oh, okay.
So-
oh yeah,
so
yeah,
we're
yeah.
right on the coast there. We get all that rain.
You get it, man.
Yeah, yeah. What I'm hearing from you, Duncan, is his question. You answered in a way that when I heard his question, I thought, what do I do to help like my kids? That's the way I interpreted it. And from what I heard from you, you interpreted it as like, how do I contribute to make the households run more smoothly? Is sort of the answer I kind of heard from you. It was interesting. I don't know how you meant it, and I guess how I interpreted it was like, what do I do to hang out with my kids and to like interact with my kids a little bit better? I don't know if that's what you meant.
I think it depends. I think it can be interpreted because it depends what times you're getting home. If you're getting home at night and they're already asleep, then there's that. And there's some days when I get home and they're still awake. So like, it's kind of like, I think that's how you're taking it, kind of, right?
Yeah, I guess. I sort of thought the question was like, how do I interact with my kids to make them, feel like we have a better connection or something? Like, what can I do as a dad to, increase the positivity with the kids? That's sort of what I interpreted it as.
Well, yeah, just depending on the schedule, it's just like a different mindset. Because like I work kind of late nights and they're already asleep.
Yeah.
But then, what time do you usually finish?
Yeah, I mean, I finish up 4 or 5, so I come home, take them to whatever narai gotos they have, cooking dinner, washing up, and we have dinner together. And so, yeah,
Nice.
I feel like we have like a good chunk of the late afternoon, evening together. And so there's a lot of time where I'm like on my computer and the kids are in their video games, and I'm like, ooh, I feel kind of bad here because everybody's doing their separate things. It's like, there again, I guess that's why I interpreted it as like, in my mind, I'm feeling bad that I'm not doing the things that I should be, as like building a connection with my kids, because we've been together like the late afternoon, like 2-3 hours together, and we've done all our different things, and we're like now we're separating, we're doing our own things. It's like, ooh, kinda, don't always feel good about that. Like I feel like I should be doing more things with my kids, like trying to deepen the connection and like have more moments together, but I find myself getting away from that. So that's how I interpreted the question, because that's what I was thinking automatically, is like, what am I doing with my kids?
And I think because it's the same, just kind of depending on your situation, you interpret different.
Yep.
And I think that I've talked to so many dads in kind of like this, because this like the current generation of kids, they're growing up with like iPads and like I grew up and then like the GameCube just came out. So that was kind of like the thing to keep you in the house. But now it's just like constant phone, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, the screens.
Yeah.
We've talked many a time about that.
I know, and it won't go away. I mean, I just heard not that long ago Australia are going to ban smartphones for under 16s or social media for under 16s. So it's like, whoa.
Wow.
Yeah, it's getting like that, man. But yeah, I mean, we had an experience, and it's similar to your one, because I remember you had something like this, like the games got taken away for a punishment.
Whose games?
Joel's kids' games got taken away.
I thought Joel's games got taken. No.
That was the week after.
Nobody's taking my fucking games away.
Fuck my games, dude.
No, but this one was.
Yeah.
It got
We
kinda-
lose
Am I still good? Oh yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's me.
Yeah.
So yeah, my kids are not so much into games yet. I know it's coming, but their thing is just watching their cartoons and stuff like that. But and it's quite limited. We're kind of strict on it. They're only allowed to watch at the weekend. It's a certain number of hours, but they just they hadn't been very well behaved, so they had a weekend of no watching. It was
Lay the hammer
it
down.
was hard, man. They thought the world was over. We had all those stages of grief. There was the unbelief, I can't believe this is happening, the disbelief, then it was the crying, then it was the anger, then it was this. But yeah, it stuck to our guns because you can't go backwards. Once you've said it, you can't go backwards. And to be honest, I was even getting a bit of sort of my wife, like, you really want to keep going with this? I'm like, yes, there is no watching this weekend.
Fuck yeah.
And then they got over it and they were no, they kind of almost a bit like you were saying, they turned it into a positive. Like, okay, so what else are we going to do instead? We're going to do this, we're going to do that. And we had a great weekend. We played some games together. We did this and stuff. I'm like, see how much better it is. Maybe next weekend, let's not do the watching. Oh, no, next weekend we're doing the watching. Like, okay. But yeah, it's taking away the distractions, I think, is a huge thing. And sometimes you have to enforce that, like go away, go somewhere where there isn't that option,
Yep. Camping. It's a good one.
There you go.
No, Joel, I think that's super underrated. No, just go go outside. Like, and I know the seasons in Japan are so rough. Like summers are so hot, and winters are so cold, and you're worried like about your child because no matter the weather, like they're gonna be like, Dad, I'm fine. Okay, I'm freezing to death, but I'm fine. So of course you're super worried, but just like take them outside because you can't use this outside.
Yeah.
And then once they get outside, they're just distracted by so many things.
Yeah.
Like it's like once they're in the house and they kind of get in the mindset of like, oh, I want to do this for like it's like a day. It's a daily thing. It's like I want to do this for the day now.
Yeah.
Like this is what I'm gonna like. They make a plan because they don't go to work. They don't have a job. So it's like, oh, this is what I'm gonna do for my whole day. I'm gonna wake up. I'm gonna watch Anpa Man for 6 hours. I'm gonna have a little lunch, and I'm gonna watch until I go to bed. Yeah. And then I'm going to punch everybody who tries to talk to me. So if you just go outside right away, like it's like, oh, I want to be outside all day. So then it kind of creates this habit of like just being an outdoor, which I think is really hard. Do you guys try to take your kids a lot?
A lot, yeah.
Do you have any difficulties with like taking them outside or like, oh, it's too cold or it's too hot?
Yeah, all the time.
Duncan, no. Joel, yes.
Yeah, I mean, no, I mean, I think they're pretty up for going outside. I suppose maybe sometimes the difficulty is the level of what going outside means. Like, hey guys, let's go get some air. Turns into, oh, can we go hiking? Can we do this? Can we do that? I'm like, whoa. Let's manage some expectations here. And then what's very frustrating is even when you've gone to those lengths to do something a little bit more, like go for a hike or go to a beach, and you're pretty exhausted, right? You think, yeah, I've done my own. I mean, is that all we're doing for today? I mean, we're not going to do this. I'm like, whoa. Like,
what about thanks for what we just did?
Or just, okay, that would be amazing. But even just the sort of, can we just stop and realize we just did do quite a lot already? But it's that next. I'm
kind of guilty right now because I feel like we're at a different stage of kind of like father because I have a 2.5-year-old, so he's just kind of like dad, and I'm like, dude, that's a nice train, huh? So I'm just listening to gibberish all day,
right?
And then I'm like, tree? He's like, tree. So we're just kind of we haven't got at that level.
But soak those moments in because you don't ever get them back. And I can still remember us driving home from the Hoikuen and driving over the bridge, and every time we drove over the bridge, big water. Big water. Like, yeah.
There's big water, huh? Yeah.
And it was, when I think
really
back, it's like,
big.
oh, that's so beautiful. That doesn't happen now. So
Big water.
enjoy it.
Is there anything you want to question us or query us about before we sign off here?
Joel, are you a bodybuilder? Because you have big muscles.
Oh, thanks, buddy. Yeah. Yeah, I've been training since I was like 18 or 19 and on and off, since, well, I'm fucking 48 now. So, yeah, good 20, 30 years or whatever. Yeah, it's always been a hobby, a habit, try to stick to it. Yeah. Because if you're not growing muscles, you're losing them, basically, is how the body works.
I've been doing like 10,
Sounds like a t-shirt right there.
Joe, I don't know if you'd be proud of me or not. I've been doing like 10 push-ups before I go to bed every night, for some stress relief. But I feel like, because as my son gets bigger, he becomes heavier. Just how the body works,
Well, I'm proud of you because you're a dad and you're doing your thing in Japan, and that's what we do here, And on that note,
Keep the push-ups up, though.
yeah. Try to do 100 a day if you can.
I'll try my best.
Set to 25, 4 of them.
Yeah? Yeah.
So that'll get you going. But yeah, Shaun, thanks for joining us. Appreciate hearing your experiences as a younger father with a new-ish kid. And yeah, I'd like to have you back again anytime you like.
This was great. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
Thanks for hosting us here, Duncan.
No worries. And I learned a lot about you tonight. So thanks for that.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing. Appreciate it.
Thank you guys so much.
All right.
Yeah. And that's that.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, guys. And catch us next time.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Good night.